speaker 13 is Brock.
Hi, I'm Barack Corby. I did my speech on the Italian mafia and all the aspects of their lifestyle, which include family loyalty, drug trade. There's many benefits of the mafia. It goes on and on, but I chose just the main points. Probably what they're most famously known for is drug trade. Drug trade kind of started off with illegal gambling. That's how they got into the crime business and started using their gambling money to buy drugs to capitalize and make more money. Al Capone was one of the highest ranked bosses, or they call them dons. Most dons sent representatives to meetings. They never went to do deals or important meetings themselves. They just sent someone for them, so they didn't have to worry about getting killed or getting busted. The older dons that have been in the game for a long time didn't really like the attention the drug trade brought on the mafia, but it was a part to make money, so they kind of eventually went along with it. There are 24 major crime families that were kind of all interlinked, working together based on Italian heritage. They were called La Cosa Nostra. Narcotics also offered great business ideas, so they used their drug money to start businesses, which was a cover-up, so they could own a pizzeria and sell anywhere from heroin to cocaine, sold it out of the back, and in some cases they were making so much money and doing such big deals that they even had police working for them, paying the police off. At some points, even having the police follow them to deals and make sure they're protected. The market for drugs is really confined because there's no set price or manufacturer. They come from so many different places, and it's not legal anywhere. So, anything can change prices, amounts. As I said, heroin and cocaine were major choices. They did a little bit of marijuana, but for the most part, more money was in cocaine and heroin. Some women were forced to smuggle drugs for their husbands or their son, whether it be across the state line or across the border. And I got this information from the book. It's called Mafia Inside, the Rise and the Fall of the Italian Mafia. Family was also a big part in the Italian Mafia. All close bonds. They all ate together, had big meals, had family parties, weekly at least. It was kind of blood for blood. If one mafia member is killed, the person that killed him usually has the same done to them. None of the big crimes could be carried out without permission from the crime boss or the don. Members were not to commit adultery ever, or be seen looking at another family member's wife or anything like that. A family called Genovese was considered one of the most powerful organized crimes family. They're heavily into drug trafficking. They're known for murder, assault, and of course gambling. Members were told to be silent about everything they did. Whether it was a deal or a crime, they were to tell no one except the don or the crime boss. That way it kept attention from the police down. Of course the police noticed deaths, but they had no evidence to prove it. Because when this was all starting off, they didn't have very good technology, so it's easy to solve a crime back then as it is now. I got that information from an online source. Another thing about the Italian Mafia is the benefits it offers. It's, first of all, most people join it for the money. There's money in the businesses they own, of course the drug trade. It's been said that the mafia was born to help the poor and the helpless. So people that didn't have families, it kind of gave them a sense of being loved and having someone to look after them. At the end of the 19th century, the Italian mafia could be considered more of a tradition than a gang. Most Italian families in some way were tied to the mafia. And all mafia members were pretty highly respected. No one really messed with them. You saw them on the street. You didn't make eye contact with them. They always dressed really flashy, but more business-like than just trying to attract attention. They act like high-class businessmen. Protection was probably the main benefit of being in it, because no one, if you were tied to the mafia, no one wanted anything to do with you. They're at your service, trying to help you no matter what. And you can't just sign up for the mafia. You have to be invited by a very close member or a don. Most of the time, you're born into it. If one family member is, murdered or dies in some way, another member, whether it be uncle or brother, moves in, takes care of the family, supports them, provides food for them, and just acts like their parents. Keeps the kids safe, and as you should know by now, the Italian mafia is a very close bond, and still existing in today's world. It's more underground now. You don't hear as much about it, but there's definitely still mafia members, and I'm sure there's even in Springfield, but all throughout the United States. They're living off their money they made 30 years ago and just kind of laying low. Some, like I said, open their own businesses just to use that as a cover-up or front, but there's still very active mafia members in the United States and all over Italy today. So that's just it.
7 minutes, 10 seconds.